Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Season 3, Episode 22, Explorers. So this was an okay episode. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. It was a little optimistic, so we'll go with that word. So, first of all, it has the debut of Chase Masterson in the role of Lita, the Dabo girl. So that was kind of cool. Originally, she had auditioned for the role of Jake's girlfriend, but was deemed too old to be dating a 16-year-old. So then she got a one-shot role in this, and then starting the next season, which is only 4 episodes away, she becomes a regular. So that's kind of cool. It was good to see her. This also makes the debut episode of Sisko's goatee that goes through some changes throughout the series, but that's something that I talked about with my friend Janine when we did the What We Left Behind documentary, where Avery Brooks had wanted to do the goatee the whole time and shave his head, but the producers were like, no, that's too much like Hawk from... Yeah, it was too much like Hawk, so we didn't want him to do that. Well, finally, after 3 seasons, they let him grow the goatee, and then in a few episodes when we get to season 4, he finally gets to shave his head, where Avery Brooks has said that's where he's the most comfortable. So that's kind of cool. So overall, the main plot of this episode, it is interesting. It's all about Sisko comes back from Bajor, and he finds these plans that Bajorans, supposedly according to rumor and myth, used to sail across space with these, it's like a sailboat, but it takes solar winds. And so Sisko goes through and puts together the ship from the blueprints, and then Jake ends up joining him, and they go through, and it's kind of a typical sail story. It's just in space where they kind of crash a little bit and they lose a sail and they have to fix it. And then at one point, because of whatever sci-fi stuff they wrote in there, it finally picks them up and sends them at warp speed. And so now they're lost. They don't have any communication. And then out of all the people to show up, Gul Dukat shows up. And they're like, why are you here? Because it's kind of sketchy. Are we about to get murdered? What's happening? And Gul Dukat's like, I just wanted to welcome you to Cardassian space and congratulate you on your achievement. And Sisko's like, we made it to Cardassia? And because that was never the plan. And then he's like, and coincidentally, you made it here and we found a wrecked Bajoran ship from centuries ago. Weird. And Sisko's like, seriously? And it turns out that all these rumors were actually true, and Bajorans could have potentially have left the solar system basically using sailboats, which they never talk about how they actually got the boats into space. Were they constructed in space like Sisko's, or were they sent up in a rocket, or what? But it's kind of interesting. Now, through most of this episode is all about character development between Sisko and Jake, where Sisko starts reading Jake's writing, and which is something we'll see reoccurring. And then Jake talks about how he wants to introduce Sisko to a captain, Cassidy Yates, which is this is the first time we've heard her name, and then we'll see her very shortly. And then she becomes a regular throughout the rest of the series. So that's kind of cool. Over all of this, there's a subplot that I found so awful. It was just agonizing to get through. And go figure, it's all about Dr. Bashir, who we saw a couple of episodes ago where he had a subplot where it's like, I'm not going to apply for the award. Okay, I will. Okay, I'm not. Okay, I will. I didn't get it. Damn! And it was just awful. This one's very similar. They just don't know how to write subplots for Bashir, where he's interested in this woman, but she keeps ignoring him. And finally, at the end of the episode, he goes up to her and it's like, I'm Dr. Bashir. Why are you ignoring me? And she's like, I thought Bashir was an Andorian. Who are you? And it's like, seriously? That's all you had? It was bad. I didn't like it. The only thing that was kind of funny is while Bashir's all upset that he's being ignored, he gets super drunk with O'Brien. And O'Brien's like, people either love you or they hate you. When I first met you, I hated you. But now, I don't hate you. And it's like that, hetero life partner, best friend moment where O'Brien can't say that he loves him, so he's just like, I really do. I don't hate you. And it's like, okay. It was a cute moment, it was funny, but it did not make the whole subplot worthy. So, I don't know. Like I said, this episode was good. and it was good for character development, but it just wasn't a great episode for me. So for those who have seen this one, what did you think about the Bajoran sailboat? What did you think about the O'Brien-Bashir friendship? And what do you think about Cassidy Yates? And what do you think about Sisko's goatee? The two new characters. So go ahead, let me know what you guys think, because this is kind of an important episode for future episodes. Like I've said, DS9 is good for those overall story arcs, and this is one of those where it's starting that story arc. So go ahead, let me know what you guys think about this episode, and I will see you guys next time for the Ferengi episode, Family Business.